Monday night, umiinit na ang panahon, umiinit na rin ang NBA. Let's go. Hello, Pilipinas! This is the bench, and welcome to our huddle, where we offer a layman's view on anything and everything basketball from a bunch of regular dudes who eat, sleep, and breathe hoops. Hoops. It's Monday. It's March 14. It's getting hot in her. I'm Julio Dubs Die Hard, and with us is Mike.
Cheers.
So Mike's also become Australian apparently, and our favorite homie.
I was going for British, dude.
Oh, and,
Sorry.
okay, sorry, my bad. And our
Okay.
favorite homie is good on IG, Jay.
Yes, from the boonies! Woohoo!
See, my bad pala. That was Australian.
Uh,
That's my bad.
and I really have to go.
you were
Hanapin nga
down-
natin yung mga bundok kung saan talaga yung bunis dyan sa Australia.
just don't
Outback.
type boonies.
Ito naman,
Just don't type boonies in Tagalog kasi iba yung lalabas when you type
Hindi.
boonies.
Dude, pronounce bunis in Australian.
Boonies!
Bodie.
Hello from the boonies!
Ay, nako. You know what?
Okay.
You know what? This is why people have to like and follow us on the bench. If you like what you see, please do like and follow us on the bench live. And again, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Bench. And I'm doing that really.
Maawa na kayo.
No, I'm doing that really fast. We have a lot
Yeah.
to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So it's hot, and the heat is rising in the NBA in the regular
Wow.
season. The games are getting wilder.
Ganda naman ng segue.
Diba? So with that, no, but I also like, I find our topic on the huddle also quite hot when we get there because he has had me heated in so many ways through the years when we talk about diba? So let's go to the standings muna para let's see. Let's go. Let's go to the standings. How do I do this? Are you doing it? Oh. There we go. It's the East. Sige. How do we start this? Miami still on top. They've been on top. You know what's funny? Parang they have no hoopla, but they've just been on top, no? I mean,
Yeah.
For
Miami's
quite
on
some
top
time na.
for
Yeah,
quite some time,
very-
yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Very
Of
below the
course.
radar.
Very below the radar. And on second seed right now is Philadelphia, the new look Philadelphia 76ers. Maybe you guys want to chime in on what you think about these
Well, ako, can I call it this early?
at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, at 8:34 p.m. I'm calling it this early, dude. That by fate, the Philly will meet the Nets in the first round.
Oh, it's a mainit na kuha.
Parang, yeah.
Not necessarily
Is that
from
correct?
2 and 8.
not necessarily 2 and 7,
Not
but
necessarily
but
from
but
They
the
will
scenarios
make it
are
the first round.
yeah, scenarios are there for it. Actually, Brooklyn can easily move up to 7th, or with Brook Lopez back in the lineup, the Bucks can actually bump down the
Whew.
Philly to number 3, and Brooklyn can go up to 6. And there's so many scenarios, but I'm calling it na. These are the things na parang written in the stars, destiny kind of thing. Na after that whole trade, the basketball
That's a
gods will
wild
gift
first
us
round
with
right
a
there, man.
That's
Say that.
that's
Diba?
what I like. Hot takes talaga.
init
Hot
agad,
takes.
di ba? Hindi,
Init
para
on this hot
bakbakan
night.
agad.
Diba? Hashtag we said it first. Hashtag Mike
No, we
said
get-
it first.
We guessed it first.
Hashtag we did it chamba first.
Proclamation yan eh. Tama lang yun. We said it first. Oh.
Yeah.
Jay, what do you think about Philly so far on second place? Or you're the new look Phillies?
Yeah, no, I'm with Mike here.
Phillies.
Milwaukee could actually really bump them down to maybe 3. I don't think they're gonna fall further down from 3. The Nets, will see if they make it up to six, man.
Yeah.
Cleveland and Toronto have been winning against pretty good teams, although Cleveland has been on a downslide of late. I think if there's any team that's gonna go down from that standing, it will be Cleveland. I don't see Boston going down na. I think they're either there, pako,
Yep.
or maybe to
Init.
four.
May init ang
Mainit ang
Celts.
Boston. Oo. Solid yan.
Can I have a take on
Um,
Boston?
they've
Well,
only
later,
they've
later,
only
after,
lost
after.
they've only lost 2 games in the last 16. That's not freaking
No,
bad
that
at all.
well, no, that can't be because they're 7-3 in their
Yes.
last 10, dude.
In their last 10, yes, sorry pala.
10.
So 16-3. 16-3.
16-3.
In
Pwede, pwede.
their
Yeah, because they were
yeah,
on a really
yeah.
long they were really on a really long winning streak, diba?
They were.
Yeah. Um
The other teams here, I don't really see moving up anymore. I don't see Charlotte or Atlanta moving up. At least nothing further than 8.
Can I? Well, I want to talk about Boston. Diba? I was messaging you guys in the chat. I don't think we talked about it yet here on the stream. I really
Right.
do think, I don't know, someone correct me if I'm wrong. Someone bumped me in the head, or I don't know what, but I really think that
Right?
Boston's rise really came. I don't know. There's a connection between Boston's rise and the trade deadline for Derek White.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Am I hitting this too out of the ball now weird? Because
No.
the fact that it's
Nah.
Udoka who's their coach, Udoka coached Derek White,
Yep.
and he really pitched in for Derek White, and Derek
Yep.
White kind of
Yep.
helped show the troops around how it's done in the Spurs way,
Yeah.
or at least
Yep.
Yeah.
whatever Udoka's hybrid offense that he brought with him to the
Yep.
Celtics,
Sure.
and then it just clicked all of a sudden, and the glue guy becomes
No.
Derek White off the
Yeah,
bench.
And
Right.
the thing is kasi funny you mentioned the glue guy kasi as much as he was inconsistent with the Spurs. There were a lot of Spurs fans who got impatient with Derek White.
Yeah.
But the thing is kasi he, he brings a steady game na even if he's not shooting well, he finds ways in helping the
Yeah.
team without necessarily so he's that glue guy. He was the glue guy for the Spurs, and it's not a surprise that he is now the glue guy with the Celtics. And
But he was the glue guy for the Spurs, but they parang wanted him to be a star beside Murray. 'Di ba? Nag USA team pa siya.
No,
They wanted
well,
him to be a little bit more
it's
than
they wanted the Murray White backcourt tandem to work out, but it didn't fit. The both of them didn't fit. They kind of overlap yung game ni Derek White with DJ, so maybe it didn't work,
that's
diba? They both needed a ball to and they needed an off guard, a shooting guard who was more off the ball player than Derek White. Kasi may pagka point guard si Derek White, diba? He has that
Yeah.
skill set.
He's actually a combo guard, a weird
He is.
defensive
Yep.
combo guard who can shoot. But he's such a glue guard, actually. Now that you
Actually.
think about it, he's not a point guard. He's not a real good shooter, but he can shoot. He
Dare
can
I
also
say,
pass
dude,
naman. What?
he's a more improved Marcus Smart. Maybe in
Not as
maybe
not as tough
maybe
though, but
I
yeah,
don't
but
I don't think that.
no early
Yeah.
days. No, I
Um,
mean he's a
early
young.
days. Smart was a flopper in his early days, like anything. But
No, I
Marcus
mean
Smart.
he's headed there. Is what I'm saying. Because it's early days in his career, pa.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can
I
see him as
don't
a
think
similar
he's
role.
I don't
Oh, go
think he's
Jay,
as
go.
tenacious. Yeah, I don't think he's as tenacious as Marcus Smart on defense. I think he's a better ball handler. I think he's a better general floor court general in that
Dude,
sense.
have you seen
I
the
think he
highlights
distributes
of
the ball better. I don't think he's a better defensive player. I don't think he's of
Dude? Have
that
you
caliber
seen
at all.
Dude? Google Derek White's chase down blocks.
Yeah, he's known for his blocks
Sure,
actually.
Dude,
sure.
he's very scrappy in defense.
Skills. We're talking about taking that offensive foul from players. He's not as tenacious as Marcus
No,
Smart.
I beg to. I don't
I
think
don't
you've
think he's
seen
as good a
enough Derek
defensive
White
player.
because you can tenacity. You can use the word tenacity on him. Tenacious on him,
Yeah,
pa.
no,
Tenacious.
sure, but he's not as tenacious as Marcus Smart.
Like I
That was
said,
my
dude,
point. I'm not
it's
saying He's
Okay,
not
I,
tenacious.
I have a question.
Anyway,
Would you say both of
I
them
do
have
agree with.
tenacious D? What were you saying? I just had to put that in. It sounded funny, man. Jay, what were you saying about
Nah, it's
uh
fine, fine. Go ahead, go ahead,
no
go ahead.
no about something about agree. You were going about you
No, I
agree
do
that
agree with you that him going there, him knowing Udoka system is certainly a big plus and also a major factor as to why they've been winning games. They finally have someone who's playing that point role. Because
And
Marcus Smart
yeah,
is not a point guard.
and I think it's
White is
that
a better
also.
point guard than Derek Smart than Marcus Smart is.
And I think that's
That I
it
agree
also
with.
because it relieved some of that point guard duties from Marcus Smart. So maybe that's causing
Yeah,
it. That
he's
brought
able
him to
to
bring
now he's
play
able to
better. Yeah,
focus right. So now he's
yeah.
able to focus on what he's really good at, which is playing D, and leading the team in the locker room, and all that other little things that he does for the team.
okay. I also have one last thing looking at the East actually before we jump into the West. And I don't know what your take, guys, is on this. Remember how we were talking about how jumbled the East was early in the season? Or parang
Mm-hmm.
it was so jumbled, it was so magulo and all that.
Up and
Look at
down,
the
yeah.
East
A lot of things
now.
are up and down.
Yeah, diba, diba? That's the
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at the East now, Jay. It's just falling back to exactly where it's supposed to be. Am I seeing it wrong? If not for
Oh yeah,
Atlanta, and you know they're
exactly where
going
it's
up,
supposed to be, save for Atlanta and Brooklyn. But
yeah, but
Brooklyn's going up. I don't,
yeah,
I can't.
and Atlanta
It's
can
hard to
still
say
go up.
about Atlanta though.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, if Atlanta goes up in Brooklyn, and like you said, nga, the Cavs are slowly going down, Toronto stays at around 7, and Charlotte at around
Uh,
10, that's
uh,
exactly where we expected it to be at the start of the
yeah,
season. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
just a little
And
bit
Cleveland,
jumbled up. Diba?
right, right.
Actually,
Cleveland being the team up there
yeah,
that could go down.
Yeah,
yan na
yeah,
lang yung
yeah.
anomaly. Actually, the only anomaly there is you flip Atlanta with the Cavs, and then you have
Yeah.
Yes,
Parang,
the
yes,
yeah.
right,
So
right,
in
right.
the end, the
Yeah,
East just
exactly.
teased us for about 60 games that it was going to be super, super different.
It was
And it looks,
it was fun to watch most of the
yeah, yeah,
season though.
yeah.
That's three
I
fourths
know,
of the
it
season
was.
done, and yeah, sarap din panoorin. But
No,
like
but
what
you
you
know what,
guys
Nikas,
mentioned earlier though, Miami being there, todo under the radar,
yeah,
man.
yeah. No,
Nothing
but Milan kasi,
spectacular, nothing fancy about them. Just work, hard work, winning games when they need to win, beating the teams they need to beat.
yeah.
dude. Another early call, dude. Do you guys see Coach Po as coach of the year this year?
uh
I think he might take it,
Possible,
dude. With what they
possible.
they
Him
did
or Monty.
Monty was
with what
last year though,
yeah.
right?
Ako
Uh,
with what Miami
could
did
win it
though,
again. Yeah.
with what Miami's doing even with the injuries that came because they weren't without injuries, dude. They had a lot of players down.
No, yeah. They're still going through injuries. Like Lowry is in and out of that
Yep.
lineup.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it out of Spo's way, Coach of the Year. Although,
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. You
although
also have to consider Chicago's coach. I
depends
mean,
if I was,
we all thought maybe they'd falter, maybe they'd drop to 8, 7. They're still in the top 4, man. I mean,
that's what I
yeah,
was gonna
they were
say
leading
actually.
the league for a while, but they also have been dealing with a lot of injuries. But man, they're still there.
If Chicago makes a push again upward,
Yeah.
pwede si
I
Donovan.
think they have
Pwede.
yeah. I think they have to be somewhere in
Right.
the top two
Yeah,
for him
yeah.
to
Two at
to
least or
to
three.
no,
Right.
I
Yeah.
think he'll be
Yeah.
dominated as coach of the year. But for him to take it home, to bring it home, I think they have to push to make it
Malabo.
to at least the top two of
You know
the
who might be
standings.
okay. Um, we're gonna go to
Pwede,
the
pwede.
West soon, right? You know who might be Coach of the Year? It might be from that place. Once we get there, I'll bring that topic up. So
Okay. Yep.
you guys good with
Ah.
the East,
Yeah.
Jay, Mike?
Yeah.
Ready
Yep.
mo na
Ready?
yung dub segue button mo dyan,
No,
Mike.
no, walang dub segue tito. Wala. Yeah, here is the West. Oh, I'll say it na first, huh? Why not
Hmm.
Coach Jenkins for Coach of the Year?
Pwede.
Yeah.
Pwede.
Yeah.
Pwede. Why the hell
Diba?
not?
don't they
That's
have
a
the
big.
second
That's a
record?
huge jump, huh? That's a huge jump.
Dude,
I
yes, don't
mean,
they have the second best record right now in the NBA?
half a game ahead of your Dubs.
Yeah, that's right now. So no, but
that
so
that
in other
could
words,
still change. Dubs could still end up at two.
yeah,
Memphis
no, but
falls
what I'm
down
saying,
at three.
well, but what I'm
I
saying is
don't
that,
see either team though going below. Sorry, I don't think either of those teams though will go below third.
well,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
go
I mean,
ahead, please.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I was just saying that I don't. But we're talking about the East, diba, and who's going to be coach of the year because of the record.
Mm-mm,
Memphis
mm-mm.
even has a better record nga than all the Eastern teams.
Yeah.
You know
Actually,
what I mean?
Yes,
So
in the
why
yes,
not?
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, good
ako,
point.
I think he has a chance because of the shock factor because nobody saw this coming.
Yeah, yeah, that's why. Yeah,
So there is
I'm
Right,
all
some
for
there,
that. Yep.
diba?
right,
There
right.
is some argument for that then. And sometimes a lot of the media vote when there's somebody new who comes out of the
Yeah.
from nowhere.
It's as much as I
Right.
hate Memphis, he might win coach of the year. Oh,
Pwede naman,
dude.
and deserving if he does.
Can I make kwento lang about Memphis since we're on
Mm.
the stream? I heard this thing like 2 days ago or kanina. Apparently, Desmond Bain likes to chip. He's quite a chipper. He chirps a lot. Also, pala
Huh?
Desmond
Trash talker,
Bain.
you mean?
Yeah, no, he chirper, diba? He's one of those chirpers, kind of like Ja, who likes to chirp at during games. When
Yeah,
you
Right,
say chirp,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, trash talker. But Desmond Bain got into the ire of LeBron James in a game. Remember
Mm,
that
mm,
when they were facing
mm,
and LeBron got mad at him. Recently, he
right.
was on a podcast again, and he was taking a shot again at Andre Iguodala. He was calling
Huh?
Andre Iguodala's, yeah, he was calling his biceps implants, and that I work because he has big biceps. So apparently he was talking about something about his biceps and not like Andre who probably has implants and because of that he's a quitter. And no, dude, I'm serious. And he said something like, if I had those arms like that, I probably never got chased down, blocked or something like that.
See,
What
folks,
a
to our listeners, this is why Julio hates Memphis.
what
Now you
a
know.
what a what a bane of my
Now
existence.
you
Anyway, let's
know.
continue. Let's continue. What else do you see in the East, Jay or Mike or
Well, ako,
Julio?
well, another development here is Murray and MPJ coming back. So the quiet nuggets
Yes.
at 6 can be a force in the playoffs. Actually, if when they because this might be the first time that we'll see the lineup complete.
Dude, is it me? Look, Dallas, Denver are 8-2 and 7-3 in their last 10 games,
Yep,
man. What's
peaking
up
at the
with
right
Dallas?
time, dude.
What's up with Luca Magic? I mean, what's up
Uh,
with that? They don't look that great. On paper, they're not that great, huh? Looking. So they're not a
yeah,
sexy looking team.
Uy, Dinwiddie really fit that team well, ah.
Yep.
yeah,
That's true. That's
Nvidia,
true
yeah.
also. I agree with that.
Brunson's coming off the bench na nga mostly, eh.
And
Kanina,
knowing
kanina doon,
Luca,
when the last game they had, they started all three together, ah.
yeah.
Medyo small
Oops.
ball-ish.
Started,
But
huh?
yeah, man.
Nag three
Yeah,
guard.
Luca, Dinwiddie, and Brunson started.
Brunson though, I think Brunson's coming off the bench now because he just came from injury, din eh. So they're slowly
Right,
easing him
Yeah.
in. So that could change
right,
pa.
right.
Ito
Si
though, I
Skinny,
mean, it's
Skinny,
very,
he was
And
supposed
they
to
want to
it's
start
lower
today
his
before.
value ng konti.
yes. Hindi, dude, that's very valid, dude.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
could be a play,
Oo,
diba? That
Dinwiddie.
could
Yeah.
be a play.
Dude, Dinwiddie was the insurance policy for Bronson
Yeah.
walking.
Well,
It's
Right.
for
diba?
proper
But they're
context
playing
lang for
both now.
those listening, Bronson kasi is in a contract year. So
Yes.
they'll
Right.
be renewing, they'll be negotiating with him in the off
Un-
season. So
unrestricted free agent.
unrestricted, yeah, so he can walk.
He can walk like an Egyptian. And I
And
just
it's
find it
very
funny.
Luca also, dude. Ako din, it's very Luca also with all the prancing in the All-Star weekend, dude. Maybe he's just firing up the Jets na second half of the season after the Petix first
Yeah.
half. It could be pacing also, and it could be very Luca also for to do that.
I just get really amazed really how he operates where it was weird, diba? You had Porzingis. I guess they just didn't fit. He was with Carlisle, and then now you have a new coach, and he just finds success. Well, I mean, he knows how to succeed with teams. I guess maybe not yet the championship, but keep
I,
playing.
I actually I think getting J Kid to replace Carlisle unlocked Luca even more.
You think? Yeah.
Talagang
Okay.
yeah, I
Yep.
think J Kid gave him more pa of the reins. Not that he didn't have it with Carlisle, but more so Carlisle's medyo military style yan, dude.
Yeah.
Very
Carlisle's.
maano yan.
Yeah.
He's a control freak eh. With J
Yep.
Kid kasi who's a players coach, medyo lalo sa nakakawala sa hawla, man. And like you guys said, Porzingis wasn't really doing shit for them. Dinwiddie is right now. Not to say that
Yeah.
Dinwiddie's but he's a better fit. And how nice pa because Luca doesn't really have to have the ball per se all the damn time. He can play off the ball na rin with Dinwiddie carrying bringing down the ball for them. Galing. It's
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I've,
I
I've
agree.
been watching them closely and
The
it's fun to
question
watch.
na lang with J Kid, because we've seen success, na, some success with
When he
J
was
Kid as a
with the
coach,
Bucks.
diba? Yeah.
Hmm.
The question lang with him is he did unlock Luca. You can say that he did unlock Luca, and maybe unleash some of that magic even more. The question lang
Hmm.
is he good enough a coach to take him
For the
over the
For
top
the
naman?
yeah.
playoffs.
That yeah.
For the
Or for
playoffs.
the
Not
championship, dude, for that
Yeah.
matter.
right.
Kasi
Right. Well,
yun naman yung bitin kay J Kid. There's a lot
Yeah.
of good coaches that are good transitional coaches. If coming
right.
from a team from the bottom, they can transition and turn this team around, and then
Per-
maybe you have
yeah.
that next coach that to take over after that to take
Well,
them over the
that's
top.
that's true.
Personally,
But
personally though, I don't think it falls just under J Kid whether they make it far or not. I don't think the team is deep enough. Still,
Oh
in
yeah.
yeah.
some
Yeah. Yeah.
positions they still need some, refurbishing, if you will.
Do you guys
To
though
go back
remember
on to
that?
go back on Mike's point on Denver though with Murray and MPJ coming back. They, in my opinion, they'll still have to go past the first round, win that before I think these two will be able to contribute in a more substantial manner. Because dude, they're
That's fair.
coming they're coming
Yeah. Yeah.
on cold. Tapos playoffs agad. They'll need at
That's
least
yeah.
one series. They'll need to go through the first round, win that, and maybe then we'll see the effects of those two players. That's just my opinion.
No, that's fair. I was gonna say actually about Dallas Canina and J Kid also is that you guys remember who else J Kid actually unlocked? No.
Yeah, Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Whatever Giannis is really a
Well,
big
product
time
of
the
J
MVP.
Kid.
the yeah the point guard skill. I mean the point guard, the
Yeah.
handles and then the passing of Giannis was well, yeah.
He started Giannis at point guard, diba, for
Point
one
guard.
year.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so funny, dude, na in
Well,
fantasy basketball in 1 year in fantasy basketball, Giannis's position can be was at from point guard to power forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
it's point
remember
guard,
that year.
shooting guard, small
you
forward.
had him
So
that year, eh, no? You
yeah, I
had
had
him
him
that
that year where
year.
you can slot him in any position
Any
except center.
even yeah, man. Hayop.
And now he's a
In
center.
fantasy, those are players I
And now
look for
he's a,
talaga also eh.
di
Yung
ba? And
multiple
funny, and now he's a
slot.
center, dude.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah.
A few
Yeah.
years
Well,
after, it's nuts, man.
okay. So I don't see anybody. I want to talk about one team. You know that I'm happy that we completely skipped the Warriors. Woohoo! And then we're gonna go to. Do you see Minnesota Clippers or Pelicans even making a wave
Nah,
in the playoffs, or
nah,
saling pusa
nah.
lang to? No,
Sali pusa lang
none.
to. The Clippers pwede pa because Kawhi's been going to shoot arounds.
Yeah.
Pre-game shoot
You
arounds.
mean
He's
to
been
tell me he's
doing
gonna
that
come
already.
back for the first round lang? The ultimate load managed? Are you serious? You rest the whole
It might
season,
happen.
pare.
It might happen. If he
Yeah,
does
yeah.
play and PG does play, dude, I mean, we've
Who's
been talking about the Clippers being the unleaving team. You
yeah,
add
yeah, yeah,
those
yeah.
two, dude. Medyo
Who-
lakas yan, ha?
Who's more dangerous an eighth seed, Brooklyn or Clippers with PG and Kawhi? And their
Ah,
only wings.
ako, dude, Brooklyn, easy.
Brooklyn pa rin. Yes, okay. Cupcake
Mas
Actually-
over
malalim
robots.
ang bench ng Clippers though, ha? I mean,
And
yeah,
then, yeah.
better team all around. Then the
Yeah,
rest.
dude. But Durant is
KD
playing
lang
an
is already on fire.
KD,
KD
yeah.
lang is already on fire.
And
He
Kyrie
just
has
gotta
his legs
play.
back already.
Yeah, yeah.
Mainit na
Kyrie
yung
had
dalawa
a
eh.
fitty piece the game before. KD had a fitty piece today, so
And personally, dude, the Brooklyn duo is they're more dangerous offensive duo than the Clippers, than PG and Kawhi. When you need to get buckets, I'd put my money on KD and Kyrie over PG and Kawhi any day.
Any
yeah.
day
Yeah,
on
me
both
also.
days?
Me also. The
Basta
thing
road
lang that's
games.
the thing lang that's scary about the Clippers, mas kumpleto yan team na yan. Mas malalim yan, mas kumpleto yan kaysa sa Nets. Parang ang layo actually. Apples and oranges takin.
Hindi, you know what? It's funny you mentioned. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. You mentioned that, Jay, because when you look at the Clippers now, actually, they're very. How do you say it? They're very equal opportunity offense sila now. They're passing the ball around. It's very fluid. It's very Spurs actually. When the Spurs was big on that system. My problem here with reinserting PG and Kawhi is it will surely disrupt that system. The offense, the game that the Clippers are playing now, I don't see them playing that when one or both of the two are back.
Yeah,
Or
but I
back.
still,
So-
I mean, but I don't think, I still
I
think
don't
Paul George and Kawhi will do much
mean,
better than Kennard and Mann.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Pero what I'm saying is that's
no.
what I'm saying lang is reinserting them this late in the season. Kung si Murray and MPJ will need, a game or two to adjust for the Nuggets. Ganon din sila with the Clippers. So I think
Yeah
back to
naman.
the kaya nga, so
naman,
back to the
naman.
question.
Tama naman yun.
That's why I consider the Brooklyn to be a more dangerous lower seed than the Clippers is because this team will need games for adjustment pa for sure than the Nets.
Right. And the Nets are already what they are.
Yes. They're already firing on all cylinders, diba? So,
Yeah,
wala pa si Ben
yeah.
Simmons. And si Ben Simmons is an easy insert compared to the two.
I was gonna say the firing
Yeah.
on all
Kasi
cylinders. Wala pa si
depensa lang
Ben
yun. Di
Simmons.
naman
Wala pa si Ben Simmons, diba? Scary shit.
Now, okay.
Is
Before
there a
we,
timeline on Ben Simmons?
yeah,
Wala, nabanggit na lang.
I think he's on a weekly
First round?
timeline. We'll see. He's on a week-to-week basis.
No, okay.
Before we get
Malapit
to
na daw
our-
humilom. Malapit na daw humilom yung mental scars niya, dude. Patience.
before we get to our huddle, where do we put the Los Angeles Lakers? Will they make the play-in? Will they not make the play-in?
Dude, if they do make the play-in, who will be their first round matchup? After if they win their play-in, pagbigyan mo na, nanalo sila sa play-in. Sino kalaban nila?
Yeah.
Phoenix? Puta na. Nakita
I-
naman natin lahat yung game kanina. Wala pang CP3 nun.
Me, I have
Wag-
I,
wag
I
na
have
yan. Wag na
I
yan,
have a
wag na yan.
wish. I have a wish.
Di kailangan pag-usapan niya. Sobrang
Alam
lakas
ko na yung wish.
bilib
Can I,
nyo
can I
kay
guess your
LBJ.
wish?
Sobrang
Can I guess
lakas
your
ng
wish?
bilib nyung dalawa kay LBJ. I'm a Lakers fan, but dude, wala na yan. Wala na yan.
Can I guess your wish, Julio?
What's my wish, Mike?
Hindi, alam ko na. Basa-basa ko yung wish mo. I don't know. Ako na.
Na mag-first round matchup sila o na matalo ng Lakers ang Phoenix. Grabe yung win.
No. This is Julio's wish.
Di kaya-
Julio's wish is the Lakers drop down to 10th.
Set the Suns.
Drop down to 10th, meet the Wolves, beat the Wolves, face the Grizz, and eliminate the Grizz. That's his wish.
That's not gonna happen, dude.
Am I right or am I am I right or am I right?
You know what? I will
After
give you
this
the
team,
answer to
after
that
this team.
when the play-in is over.
Okay. O, basta yun yung guess ko.
Yun ang
Sige na.
gusto niya talaga mangyari para hindi na
Yan yung gusto
kailangan
niya.
tumapat ang dubs sa grid.
Talaga, somebody take away, take out the gris. Somebody.
As much as
Whether,
he hates the Grizz, may takot din pala siya doon eh.
hindi nga, that's why he hates them. And that's why he kept arguing the Clippers,
Yeah.
dude. Because he's hoping also the
Yeah.
Clippers can take them out.
Dude,
Zubats lang eh. Yari na eh.
you will find out the real purpose of my powers.
Okay. Sige. Let's move on.
Let's move
Hindi
on
naman
to
kami
the huddle.
kumukontra eh. Hindi naman kami kumukontra. Pero malabo mangyari kung ang inaasahan mo, Leo. Sorry ah.
Hindi ka rin naman ako
Inatahan
kumukontra
ko
sa
yung
inyo,
buong
di ba?
taon eh.
Hindi rin naman ako kumukontra sa inyo,
Tampuhan eh.
but you know, things work in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
So
It's the
okay,
playoffs,
tonight,
dude.
it's the playoffs. What's our huddle tonight? Our huddle tonight is entitled
You say the
Jay.
title. Like, you came up with it.
"Live by the
The
Sea."
magic tag. The winningest coach of all time.
Yes, we're gonna
Oh
give
my God, dapat pala
homage.
nag-Spurs ako na shirt.
I know. I was like wondering, like Mike,
Oo nga eh.
you gotta change that now.
Wag na.
Ano ba yung cup mo? Ano ba yung
Ito
cup
naman,
mo?
Spurs na logo naman eh. It's the
Yeah,
Spurs
okay,
logo.
Our huddle tonight is
right.
we're
It's the
gonna talk
Fiesta
about Pop,
colors.
the Fiesta color. We're gonna talk about Pop, the Magic Dragon, the old wise sage, legendary dragon of the NBA.
Mhm. There you go.
Because recently, not just recently, I think this last game is he's now
Yesterday.
the NBA's
Mhm.
most winningest coach in the regular season.
Of all time.
FAT of all time. Ganun ba yun? He's the most winningest coach. Fat. Pwede bang ganyan? No, sorry.
Oh,
For all
oh.
time pala yun. OAT.
For all
Oat.
time. Oat.
Of
Kaya goat.
all time.
Kaya goat. Kaya goat.
Who did he beat though? Kaya good. O nga, no? So, wait. So what is he? What is he? The coat?
The goat. Hindi, the kagoat.
Kagoat?
Kagoat.
The
Kagoat.
coat, di ba?
Kagoat.
Anyway. Kagoat.
Walk out na to.
Hindi.
Oh.
Gakot pala, gakot. Gakot.
Guess who he
Oh
beat
my
out?
God.
Guess who he beat
Yep,
out?
man. That's what I call going full circle, dude.
Yeah, he beat out Don Nelson. Di ba? Nelly.
Yes.
He beat out Nelly to be the most winning coach in the NBA. Interestingly, I'm not sure if a lot of people know that he was an assistant coach to Nelly when he started
Yes.
with the Warriors.
Actually, can I give the background to that before
Actually,
that
Mike,
happened?
no, that was my segue, but right now the floor is yours.
No,
Yeah.
let me just tell
The
Let
floor
me just
is
tell the
yours.
story.
I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll see you in a few.
Hindi, you know what's funny? No, it's true that
Okay, let's go.
that Pop talaga, well, kind of started with Nelly, his NBA career. But before that, actually, interestingly, Pop worked under Larry Brown.
Another good coach. I mean, what?
Yes. So si Pop was a coach. He was a basketball coach to one of these mga small colleges. Larry Brown was a coach in the University of Kansas.
Yes.
So
Yep.
so Larry Brown invited Coach Pop to be his assistant in Kansas. So Pop went there
Yeah.
for a short stint,
Talaga.
and then when he
Danny
started
Nine
in the
Kansas?
NBA because of Larry Brown. Because Larry Brown was a coach with the Spurs
Yes,
in the
he
early
was.
in the
Yes,
late
he was.
80s to the early 90s.
Yes.
So
Yep.
that was actually the entry of Pop to the NBA.
Can I
So
can I
he
add
would-
to that?
He
Yeah.
more than Nelly, Pop really considers Larry Brown as his mentor. Yan yun. Disciple siya ni Larry Brown. Even
Probably,
that
yeah.
system thing that we all see, Pops' how do you put this? His strength or his power in being
Yeah.
able to harness players, whether they're all stars or not, and make them better players playing for him.
Right.
Galing yan kay Larry Brown.
Yeah. Uh,
That's his.
I'll add lang to that. That's the Larry Brown squad who he fixed up for the but they hired Larry Brown for the Spurs. I'm sure you remember this, Jay. They hired Larry
Mhm.
Brown in preparation to fix when they drafted David Robinson. Remember, they
No, no,
drafted David
no.
Yes,
Robinson.
No, dude.
Yeah,
No.
dude. They drafted David
yes.
Robinson. Yep.
Dude.
And then
Ah.
what? No, and then
No, no,
he
no. Right. I was
yeah,
just,
yeah.
para I
He
had
was
Duncan on my, yeah.
no,
Go,
no,
go,
no,
go.
no, no, not Duncan. Wala pa si
Oh,
Duncan. It was
Duncan,
Yeah, yeah,
David
yeah.
Duncan.
Robinson
When you
era.
said Robinson, I was thinking Duncan. Okay,
Yeah,
go.
no. This is the
No,
one
at the
where Larry
beginning of
Brown.
Robinson's career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
Go ahead with it.
late 80s, early 90s. Yep.
they
Yes,
fixed up
yes.
the team
Around 88 or so.
to become competitive for when Robinson came back from Navy. Remember
Right.
from his
Right.
tour of
Yes,
duty.
yes.
Remember?
Right,
Yep.
So
right.
I think that's when you started seeing like basta all that old Spurs guard. I'm not sure if kasama ba dyan sina Rod Strickland. I forget who was part of it already. But inayos yan ni Larry
Alvin
Brown from
Robertson.
a
Mm.
yeah, Robertson was there. But inayos yan from a 20-win team. Larry Brown came in, lifted it up. Here comes David Robinson in the
Right.
same year. All of a sudden, they
Right.
were contenders. Just
Right.
they would fall short lang to sina Akeem and
Right.
ganon. Yeah, cool. Okay, so,
So-
go. Make me cuento.
So,
Great
so
story.
from 88 to 92, Pop served as the top assistant coach of Larry Brown with the Spurs.
Mhm.
Wild.
In
Okay.
92, the previous owner fired Larry Brown and the entire crew, the entire coaching staff, which
Paid
included
for.
the GM
RC Buford,
today, RC
yeah.
Buford,
Buford,
which
ah!
included
Talaga?
Alvin Gentry and Alvin Gentry. So it was Larry Brown, RC Buford, Pop, and Alvin Gentry. They were all fired, and this was when Pop went to the Dubs under
For a while,
Nelly.
yeah, under Nelly.
And
Oh,
to
sandali
the
lang yung Nelly na eh.
tapos,
Longer
yeah,
to
2 years, less
kay
than
Larry
2
Brown.
years,
Yeah.
2 years, and then he brought
Pero
Avery
tama yan,
Johnson with
nag-Warriors
him.
pa siya.
Nag-Warrior siya, and he brought Avery Johnson
Oo.
with him. Favorite niya, parang that was his pet play, parang pet project, si Avery Johnson. Brought him to the
Wala namang
Dubs.
pet talaga si Avery eh.
Dude, I hated him, man. I was a Bulls fan pa nung time na yun. I
Ingay
hated his
puta,
ass,
ano?
dude.
Ingay
Ang liit
nun.
pa ng boses. Anyway.
Oo, tapos
Um, So he moved there. Tapos 90, I think 94. Yeah, 92. He was there 92. So 94, it was under the new management, under the new ownership.
Mhm.
Which is the current owner now, what's his name? What's the name of the freaking Peter Holt. So Peter Holt, who is the current owner now, he bought the team in 94, rehired Pop as GM,
President
then-
pa nga, di ba? Or no, hindi.
vice president of basketball operations and general manager. And then sinama niya ulit si Avery Johnson.
Are you serious?
Yes. So Avery Johnson went with him. So yeah, that started the whole Spurs, his comeback with the Spurs. And then until he had to fire Bob Hill and hired himself
Yeah,
as
As the coach.
name himself
But
as the coach.
I do know
Tapos
one
yun
thing
na,
though.
Buenas sa draft.
Bananas na.
Si
Yeah.
Duncan.
But I do know one thing though, huh? I do know one
The
thing is
rest
that
is history.
Pop brought what maybe he wasn't a Nelly disciple because he started talaga under Larry Brown, but he definitely took what Nelly was tinkering with the
Yeah.
international game already.
Yes, for
'Cause
sure.
Nelly started the international
yeah.
tinkering talaga.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Dude, Marshallones
That's the thing with Pop, eh, no? He took what he could from Larry Brown's system game and all
then he
that.
took what he could
and
get
then
from
took
Yes.
from Nelly.
Yes,
Fun
and he merged the two. He
And then
merged
he
the two.
merged. Yes.
Yeah. It's the
Yes,
players
galing.
coach in Larry Brown and the recruiting and player development of Nelly
Right.
that he merged
Right.
together. And
Actually, wait.
it's funny because this was a
That became
conversation
the
in
frontal Pop, that monster, that dragon we see today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But can I just add, not player coach of Larry Brown, ha? The pagka-creative coach of Larry Brown. Because Larry Brown
No,
was not a
no,
player's
no,
coach, man.
No, no,
no, not a
no, no.
player's
When I
coach.
say
That's
players,
not what
not a
I was saying.
players coach, but
Yeah.
That's not what I
he
was
knows how
saying
to
either.
connect when he has to connect with the
Yes.
player. Eh.
Oh,
Remember
here,
how?
Yeah, yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
there are two types. There are two types of coaches. One being a coach na
Doc Rivers
has a
type.
system in that has a system in place, but will adjust that system based on a player, and then make a system based on that player, right? And make the team around that player. And there's a coach who has a system, which is like Larry Brown and which is like Pop. They have a
Yes.
system. They will make that player play to their system.
Yeah. But
That's
also very
that's
I
what
remember
I was
Larry Brown was a
getting at.
very he was a very creative coach. Just like Pop. Pop is very
Yeah.
creative, man. Just like Larry Brown.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean,
I mean,
look at all of
attack
the
and all
Larry
that
Brown
shit.
teams. I mean
Pop
making
lang.
Allen I what? Which one? Oh, no, anyway.
Akasak and all that shit. Kanina lang
Yeah.
may pinapakitang ano yun? Parang 2-3 seconds pa lang into the game, pinapaula niya si Shaq. Tawanan lahat ng tao sa stadium eh.
Oh, but, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
remember
remember
that.
that game?
I remember that. I remember that.
Lahat
But since
sa
we're talk
tawa lang din eh.
but since we're talking about Pop, I'm gonna throw away Larry Brown muna because this is Pop the Magic Dragon.
Mm-mm.
Let's go na into if so those that's Pop has created his whole little whole Pop has have already has his own mystique in the NBA, whether it's good or bad. It's not like Pop was a saint also, but Pop was kind of like a rebel and in so many
He's a
ways.
mischievous little devil when it comes to the media, dude.
Whole
Ang
smack
sungit
to
niya.
the
Actually,
game.
Wild.
actually, the reverence. Ako, I'm a big Pop fan, and my loyalty with the Spurs is based on my loyalty with Pop. That's why, diba, I always joke na when Pop retires, I'm a free agent fan, diba? So, uh, so, but the thing is, kasi I'll say this. Si Pop he's an acquired taste. If you hate the Spurs, you probably hate it because you hate Pop, or he's one of the reasons why you hate the Spurs. And I'll say this:
Yeah.
the reverence and all the praises that Pop gets now was because buti na lang he was successful in his career. Because
Oh
feeling ko
yes.
that would have gone a totally different way or a totally different route if he did not have the success that he had and he
Oh
did not
yes.
have the character
Right.
of players that he had. And that whole Spurs, the whole Spurs way, uh, that whole aura that they exuded in the league, diba? That whole,
Can
the
I
Spurs
Yum,
way.
can
yum,
I
yum.
Diba?
add to that? Can I add to that? And then
Yeah.
if we're gonna real talk now, I'm gonna add to that. Ikaw, Jay, Laker fan ka eh.
Mm.
With the Spurs,
Mm.
siguro at that time, even though because the Dubs were always kulelat, I was probably either Nash Nowitzki Dallas because of Nelly, and probably
Mhm.
Phoenix Suns. But here's the thing about Pop. Like you said, if he wasn't successful ever, a lot of what he did in his antics would fall by the wayside. Dude, Pop was such an a lot of people hated Pop because he was such an ass in the first how many years of his championship, and
Yeah.
he was so brutal when it came to winning
Yep.
championships.
Yep.
And how do you say it? Diba, Pop, if not for the 2014 championship, which kind of cemented the whole Spurs Pop legacy,
Mm.
a lot of people, fans, even like myself, I'm sure Laker
Mm.
fans like Jay who hated Tim Duncan going, that was always a lot of Lake. I mean, diba, Jay? Tim Duncan and his
I
every
didn't really
Laker
hate
fan
them per
hated
se
that.
kasi we beat them naman most of the time eh.
Yeah, but they always put it on the Spurs that the Spurs never repeated because they were always out to get the
They
Spurs,
never
right?
did.
But
No.
you know what I
It's
mean?
always the odd. It was always the odd season. They never won the even
Yeah,
season.
it's
Years.
just that with time, I mean, you start to appreciate a team and a coach and all that with time
Yeah,
because of their
naman. Yeah, naman.
consistency and their
Right.
longevity. The Spurs
Right.
just kept on coming back like
How
fungus.
how many years was that, Mike? Was it 22 years straight of winning season? Tama, di ba?
99. No, no.
22. 22 seasons
99.
ng winning season straight.
Yes.
Di ba?
No, that they made the
Parang
playoffs.
last year lang nahinto
No,
eh. Di ba? Or 2
No,
years
no.
that they
ago.
made the playoffs.
That they made the playoffs. That they missed it for 2 years na.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
no, two na ba?
Yeah, meaning winning season nga.
2018.
Right.
2018.
Weren't
Yeah.
weren't they in the playoffs last? No, they weren't. No, they
No,
weren't
no.
last
Parang
year.
I think they're on their third year na. They missed it nung
Right.
the first time they missed
Right.
it was the bubble, I think.
Yes,
They were-
two
they
years.
were
Before
there,
that
diba?
happened,
Third-
no? Parang
Yeah, 2
22
years.
years straight yata. Hayop din eh.
Yep.
Yan
Hindi,
ang
kung
longevity,
playoffs,
like you were
if-
saying, Julio. Hayop.
No, yung
Yeah.
yung 20 years is the playoffs, making the playoffs. But if we're I think
20 lang. dahil
longer
di pa
pa. If we're talking about winning
22
season
ang
where
alam ko
they won more than they lost, then dude, that's an even longer record.
Yeah, but not a streak because they definitely lost the year before they drafted Duncan. So it all starts from
Right.
that. Kasi
It
they
all
tanked that
actually-
year,
Not
eh.
really.
Actually, they didn't tank per se. The problem with the 98 season, kasi if you guys remember, it was when David Robinson went down with an injury.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
that
they-
was not lang Robinson, that was sino pa yung tatlo sila injured doon eh. There were three big names in the Spurs that got injured. So parang Chuck Person and
Terry Cummings. Derek
I think Sean Elliott. And I think Sean Elliott. So
Sean
tatlo yan sila
Elliott.
bumagsak. And then that was when they had the old Dominic Wilkins, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that lineup. And I think that was the last year of Nick.
No, but dude,
I thought,
na,
he retired na eh, and then they brought him back, eh, di ba?
Yeah, 98 yun. And then they lost.
Walang-wala na to. Hayop, ang ganda nilaro ni Nick dun sa Spurs, ah.
Yeah, kasi
That's
siya na
a
lang,
good
siya
run.
lang natira doon. Siya lang natira na score.
But-
Yeah, pero
you know what?
diba,
Yeah.
ang Nick na injured na, wala, balina.
Yeah.
it didn't seem like tanking then because we didn't have the access to watch basketball the way we
Right,
have
right,
now, right? But I
Now,
bet,
yeah.
I bet
They didn't
you-
try to win. They didn't try to win.
Yeah,
They didn't try to win.
I bet you if they had Bleacher Report then and all that, once David Robinson, once you saw the pieces falling, it's like, this is a tank already. In
But
fact,
true, kasi
maybe I can say this is one of the first real gap tanks. Pop pulled off one of the first tanks in
Ah.
NBA history. Oh,
Well-
diba? Another first for Pop.
well, yeah, kasi I mean, tanking actually has been around since the league
Yeah,
started, and that
yeah.
whole the whole system with how they assign the first who gets first the lottery picks, diba?
Yeah.
In fact, diba, let's just a segue lang to a different Remember the story there they mentioned it again sa I think sa Last Dance where si MJ refused to tank. Remember the Bulls wanted to tank but MJ refuses to throw games. So parang so even in the 90s, 'di ba? Mas grabe lang like you mentioned Julio, mas grabe lang ngayon because we have full coverage from behind the scenes. So we see
everything happening.
may chismis na eh. Before kasi the
24/7.
chismis wasn't, it didn't really reach the fans.
But in those days kasi, now that I'm thinking back, you would tank rebuild, get rid of your stars, and then rebuild. That was your tank pretty much, right?
Right.
I think Pop was the first one who did the gap tank. It's exactly like what the Warriors did. And a couple of teams who just do bad for 1 year to get that to get some solid pieces. And then you're back on the horse again the next year. It's just that they happen to get first pick.
Right.
Yep.
Ang mahirap,
And
ang mahirap
and the
din-
proper first pick.
And the proper first pick.
Right. Ang mahirap gawin ngayon is magpa-full
Magpa what? Full.
tank.
Kasi...
Full time. Mahal.
Ah,
Mahalaga.
dude, that's why, guy. I took my wife for an expensive date and we went to Select.
Kutsa. Pumunta ako SLR, lapit-lapit sa bahay. Tapos my mom wanted to do a bank run. I'm like, may BDO naman sa SNR. She couldn't withdraw enough kasi para may limit the one inside SNR because of a hold-up thing that happened in one of the SNR. Anyway, I had to drive all the way to the other side of Paseo here in the deep south, in the Brunies. Pare, iiyak na ako sa loob nun eh. Pupunta pa ako dun, sayang yung gas. May ATM naman dito.
So yun.
Hirap.
Okay.
Anyway.
Next.
So
No,
where were
next.
we?
No, speaking of tank now and loads, Pop also is credited to be one of the first to load manage players.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean,
Yes.
diba? And
That
and
I
and
think is not a good thing
and also
for
strategically
fantasy,
keeping players from
but it's
potential
smart.
championship matchups when they're facing each other on national television.
Yes. He was very
Right, right.
he was a chess player, dude, through and through.
Dude, he was
Dude.
Ano
wild,
rin eh,
Yeah.
pare.
it's
He was one of the
partly
best coaches in in playing chess with against the opponents.
right, right. No, it's also partly him not wanting to show his alas eh. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Parang
Dude,
dude.
pag-iisipan niya to
dude,
pagdating ng
20
playoffs, di ba?
dude,
Ngayon, sige, hindi, uupo ko yung star ko, bahala kayo dyan, manalo kayo.
the best showcase of Pop holding his cards close to his chest was 2014, dude.
Yeah.
2014,
Mhm.
I knew this because I was following them. You know, the heartbreak I got from 2013, diba? So I was following them closely in 2014. Dude, that point 0.5 offense that they had, that they brought out in the finals, did not come out until the finals. That was not a system they used the whole year. They used
Yeah.
something else. They used the 2013 system throughout the 2014 season and the first round to the conference finals. That
Panggulat,
system
panggulat.
just came out. That system that they worked on in preseason, they brought out in the finals, dude. They had the discipline to do that. And actually, there was one game it came out. It came out in Game 7 of the first round of the tiers playoffs
Kasi na
because
game 7.
na Game
Kasi
7
na
sila
game
ng
7.
Dallas.
Oh,
It was close.
right,
I mean, that those first six
right,
games were close. They were back and forth, and then they were caught by
right.
surprise. They were supposed to close it out in Game 6.
That was
They
good
weren't able
Dallas team.
to.
I mean, the year
Yeah,
after, di ba? Dallas naman yung nag-finals eh.
and those were six close games, dude. Ay, siguro
Mm,
may there's mga one or two that were medyo the Spurs ran away with. Pero it was close for the most part, the six games. Pero nung game 7, kinabahan si Pop. Linabas niya yung point 5 offense, tambak yung Dallas. And then they went back to their old system in the second round. And then when they faced OKC in the conference final. So, and then lumabas siya. That's why pati the Heat, as in, they were bulaga, dude, in the finals. They didn't know what hit them.
That's
So
Pero
that's
I
the,
tama
I
mean,
ako
mean,
dyan sa'yo na,
if we're talking about how close he keeps his cards to his chest, medyo ganyan ka ano si Pop, ganyan ka tinik.
tama ako dyan sa'yo, Mike, naiyak ng 2013 kasi
Yeah,
ako
man,
lang yung Spurs. Ako lang yung
that was
Spurs sa buong barkada ko, kalaban ko. Pustahan to ha. Nakipagpustahan ako sa lahat ng kabarkada ko. Ako lang yung Spurs. Kalaban ko silang lahat. So wow, laki ng binayad ko, di ba? Si Hubert, si Jolly, Rael,
yeah.
lahat yun sila, Miami
Ano,
eh.
2013,
Lahat yan, big,
2013, yeah.
Oo. Nasa Miami, nasa Hawaii pa ako. Doon ako nanonood ng finals. Paano to ako? Bad trip, bad trip. The next year, pusta ako ulit. Lahat sila, nakipagpustahan ako ulit. Call, mga loko kayo. Sabay bawi. Boom! Laki ng panalo ko.
And dude, that was you can say that was the start of the bench, dude. That was the origins of the bench that season, man.
yeah, because we were watching. I didn't think I really didn't think the Spurs was going to beat the Heatles in that year, but I was really shocked that it was going to come true in Game 6, Sana,
The Heat.
diba?
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah.
Call them the Heat.
diba?
Why the Heatles?
No, they were called the Heatles, diba?
The
They were
Heatles?
called
I
the
never heard that.
yeah.
Parang
because they
Beatles,
call-
gano'n. The
Parang Beatles, but they were called the Heatles. Yeah.
kasi ano, kasi instead of super or the big three, big four, nagdagdag
Yeah,
si
no, but
Ray Allen.
no, just because like how they called the Bulls, like diba, the Bulls were going around parang rock star. They were like the Bulls were like the Beatles, and then they were saying that the Heat were like the Heatles because
The Heatles.
you know
I never heard that
LeBron, Wade,
before,
Chris Bosh. Yeah, but you never heard that term Heatles before,
No.
talaga? No, but
Yeah,
that was the
man.
thing because they were the draw in every arena. You know what I mean? Everyone wanted
Yeah,
to go to
naman.
see
Parang all-star
LeBron
team.
All-Star team. That's why,
Apat
yeah.
eh.
So
Yeah.
actually, apat sila, di ba? If you add Ray Allen, di ba apat
Yeah.
sila?
Right.
So you have
Yeah.
LeBron,
Oy,
Wade, Bosh.
speaking of Ray Allen, since we're kind of winding down on Pop, I would think. Kanina was KG's what's this? his jersey retirement
Retirement, yeah.
ceremony at
And they
there
made
at the
friends na,
TD
di ba?
Garden. Oh,
They made
yakapan yung
friends na.
tatlong gunggong eh. He was
Hindi,
called
actually,
out. He was called out by KG. Tapos lumapit siya
hindi,
where KG
actually,
and Calabrini were doing the
parang
interview.
feeling ko it was drama because there was si Ray Allen kasi past KG nung 75th, the halftime show of the All-Star game.
Right, right. The
But
All
Yeah.
Star,
dude,
yeah, yeah.
siguro a few days ago, I saw a photo actually from the All-Star weekend where the three of them took a photo together. So apparently dun
So
pala
they
they
did
patched it.
pala. Yeah.
Pero
I'm sure they did,
tingin ko
di ba?
drama na lang yun. Hindi, tingin ko drama na lang yun na
Oo.
kunyari
Oo,
ganyan.
yung
And that's why
kanina.
this photo was
Right,
disclosed later on na
right, right,
parang
right,
konting
right,
ano lang.
Dude,
right.
Yeah.
since we're on that na rin, and before we wind down, wait. So are we all calling Pop really, really great?
Oh, yeah, man. Of
Enough
course.
said. No?
I, I'd like to
Congrats.
mention lang a few coaches, di ba? We mentioned na Larry Brown as
Yeah.
sort of the mentor thing, na medyo same kind of coach, system first rather than make a system around a player type of coach. Another one kasi I saw na parang si Pop din, na parang si Larry Brown then Red Auerbach, I would say. Is that kind of coach also. Wala, just to throw it in there.
Yeah. I can't
Actually,
though, you know, I
can I
believe,
ano lang? Can I just
can't
add
lang,
to that?
Okay, go.
No, let me correct Jay lang. Actually, si Pop is the type that designs his system around his players. Pero I get what you're saying, Jay. Pop is the type who will enforce
But he
culture
carries
and
the system.
rules.
Yeah.
No. I know what you're saying but it's not. Let me just parang repackage that whole statement of yours. Pop is kasi it's proven that they had that system with the big three. Retired, they got Aldridge. Kawhi came in. Pop had to rework the system around the
Retool it.
strengths around the strengths of the two. So he's not the type that would force the big three system into a player who's not fit for it. So what he did was he slowed.
I think he tried it with Aldridge. He tried it with DeMar. It just wasn't the
No,
same.
dude. As in they
And
slowed it.
now it's a rebuild.
No, that was the irony, and that's why I was laughing during the time. Because with the big three, they were playing a running game with the old big three, all the way up to 2015. And then when they got Aldridge and Duncan retired and Manu retired and
They traded
TP
Parker.
went to Charlotte, dude, binagala nila because of Aldridge. So Pop totally changed the system for Kawhi and Aldridge. And then there was more ISO during that year, if you guys remember. And I was so
Right,
surprised
right.
because they would never do the ISO before. And because of Kawhi, they adjusted the whole system and there were a lot of ISOs for Kawhi.
Mhm.
And then they kind of changed it and now they're running again. So I know what you're saying na si Pop is firm when he has a system na kumbaga you toe
Right.
the line.
I guess
I think that's what you're
it's
saying.
also when he has the proper players for the
Right.
system.
No.
Right.
As in, dude, he's always had different systems. Pero I think what you were saying there is he's the type of coach that will require a player to toe the line. You can't
Oh
be a
yeah,
star here.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's what you're trying to
yeah.
say. But in
Right.
terms
Yes, yes.
of designing a system around, he does design system around his roster. Now, ako just to close
And on
lang.
the roster though, and that's just a player, I mean,
Yeah, he
there are
designs it
coaches,
around the
diba?
roster. Kasi medyo he's always done that. He has
Mm-mm.
the blueprint. He gets the roster. He puts together the roster. Then he designs the blueprint of the playbook around that roster. It's not. It's not up. It's not. It's not kasi we don't acquire players naman easily. 'Di ba? Hindi kami
Right.
masipag sa
Right.
ganyan sa free agency.
Right,
So it's
right,
not that.
right. And there are right. And there are coaches kasi na doesn't really have a system per se. Hindi kasi ito yung star ko, kailangan ganito yung the way we play. That's
Yeah.
the opposite. Parang that's the opposite of that
Yeah.
kind of coach.
Anyway,
I just
ako
know one thing. I just know one thing. I mean, I'm gonna have my own statement with with Pop and the Spurs and whatever. Is that it's no secret that the Warriors are emulating exactly what San Antonio has done, and that's my dub seg already. And they will. It's no secret also that they are trying to continue
Ayun, ding
or
ding.
trying
Dapat
Yeah, labas mo. No, they are trying to
Oh, ba?
where the Spurs failed with the bridge with Kawhi
Right,
is what the Dubs are trying to complete with their
right.
youth from the old guard to the
Right,
new guard.
Yep.
right,
That's how much
right.
Lacob, Myers, and of course Steve Kerr, how
Mas ano
they
lang, no?
admire
You
so
will,
much Pop, the Spurs, and the system that's there in San Antonio.
right. Mas ano lang, mas parang mas smooth yung transition with the Warriors kasi it's already happening. Andyan
Well,
pa yung big three mo. Andyan pa yung big three mo, nangyayari na.
Well,
Kala ko
actually, it
nangyayari
was
na sana sa Spurs. Kaya lang
if
umalis yung
Kawhi
Kawhi
did,
eh. No?
hindi, if
yeah, that's
Kawhi
it.
didn't leave, actually, if Kawhi didn't
Yeah,
leave,
yeah, yeah.
it would
Right.
have
Pasok yun.
been
Yeah,
wala
pasmooth
na
yun.
Yeah,
problem.
kaya nga. Right, right.
Yep.
That was my point. Yeah.
And actually, what's
Kawhi
funny
left
is
kasi.
that duo in with the Clippers, that would have been our duo if Kawhi didn't leave, apparently. Because Kawhi was already recruiting Paul George to the
Paul
Spurs
George,
while he was still
the
there.
Spurs.
So if he didn't get injured and he didn't leave the next year, that possibly could have been, I don't know if that's Pop
Right.
style also to sign such a big I don't know, man. He does, kind of flex for Kawhi, diba? His next big star, diba? So that,
So PG might have been choking the Spurs.
or maybe he would have played better under Pop, dude.
Max,
Who
yeah, di ba?
knows,
Yeah,
diba?
baka, okay.
Anyway, sa akin lang, just to close, dude. It's like I mentioned in our post a few days ago when he did score the record. It's very fitting that he did it. Ako, I'm happy with the development now that he's doing. I got impatient the past 2 years because I didn't know what the direction was. Now I know, and then now I see. I'll let him be. I'll let him do what he does best in his last years. If this is his last year or last few years, diba?
Yan, tanong
But
ko
but
sa'yo, Mike.
but what's the
How,
question?
how, how much longer do you think Pop will be
I don't know,
coaching
dude.
kaya?
I don't
Hard
know.
to
Kasi
say, eh?
Pop has always been secretive, dude. Yung mga tipong decisions from the Spurs camp, you find out when
Right,
when he wants you to find out. So
right.
we'll never know. Not even Woj or or Windy will catch sniff of whatever. Walang ano. Ito yung mga chismis na
Not the
na
media
walang
for
pre,
sure.
wala. Yep. So ako lang, what's admirable about Pop is, with all the changes that the leagues had in the past few years, dude, para siya si Sinatra, dude. He did it his way, all the way,
Yun,
dude.
no?
Max.
He
I
he
did
no, he
it
did,
my
dude, to the point
way.
it may piss off a lot of fans, dude, but he doesn't care, dude. Diba? I'll do it my way. Diba? I'm not gonna trade. We had such a huge salary, cap space in the off season which we could have signed actually two superstars, but that's not the Spurs way, dude. That's Pop's way. So that's not Pop's way. So yun lang
I'm dancing
admirable
to
sa
some
kanya.
pop music right now.
Wow.
He remained true to the
Regret,
end.
Kawhi a few.
So yeah.
Kawhi a few.
But then again, did Jonte
Okay,
mention?
let's go.
Now
Okay, let's go.
Jay.
Kasi let's not be too senti na kasi ngayon I'm getting stressed if he does retire. I don't know who to root for na next year. Diba?
You know
Hindi ko
what?
pa alam.
Balik Bulls na dapat yan kung gano'n.
Yeah.
Dude, and then, I don't want to think about it na pero nasi-stress na ako na I don't know. Parang I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't
Oh
ready yet.
no. Wait,
Uh,
can I
Oh,
here,
no.
wait, hold on, Mike. I mean, wait. Hold on. For
Uh,
you.
No,
Here.
I have tissue.
Here.
I have
No,
tissue here.
no.
I mean, sinabi mo pop yung topic natin, may tissue ako dito.
Okay. Thank you everyone for thanks to everyone
All
who viewed.
right, that was fun.
There was no comments today because they were probably hearing everything we had to say about Pop. And please do like and follow us on Facebook. And
Subscribe
Jay?
please, to our YouTube channel.
I think it's time to send us home. Subscribe to our
Alrighty.
YouTube channel. And
Yeah.
Jay,
Yan ang kailangan
can
eh.
you send us home?
Yes, sir. Like always, we said it first. Here on the
The bench.
bench.
Pop The magic dragon lived by the sea.